Losing belly fat can be a challenging task as it is easy to gain but difficult to shed. Understanding that your diet plays a crucial role in losing belly fat is essential. However, if you're unsure of where to begin or how to sustain progress, it can be overwhelming. Today, I will unveil a comprehensive 5-stage diet plan designed specifically for targeting belly fat. This step-by-step guide will not only instruct you on what foods to consume in order to lose belly fat, but also on how to maintain your progress until your stubborn belly fat disappears for good. The initial phase of the belly fat diet plan aims to jumpstart the process of shedding fat and sustain it until reaching around 20% body fat. During this phase, you will experience reduced hunger levels and a low risk of muscle loss, making it the most physiologically manageable stage. The focus is primarily on two things: calories and protein. Firstly, create an energy deficit to prompt your body to utilize stored fat for fuel by consuming fewer calories than your body expends each day. To determine the appropriate energy deficit for your body, multiply your body weight in pounds by a factor between 11 to 13. This will provide an approximate daily calorie intake goal. To achieve this target calorie intake, concentrate on consuming foods with low calorie density. Prior to that, there is another crucial factor to consider for effective reduction of belly fat. While consuming fewer calories than your body requires can lead to weight loss, it's important to ensure that the majority of the weight loss comes from fat rather than muscle. This is where increasing your protein intake becomes significant. As for the ideal amount of protein to aim for, a good guideline for relatively heavier males in this phase with higher body fat is to consume 1 gram per centimeter of your height. By focusing solely on calories and protein intake and maintaining consistency, you can achieve a reduction in body fat down to 20%. However, at this stage, you may need to refine your approach in order to continue seeing results. Stage 2 marks the transition from 20% to 15% body fat, bringing increased hunger, slower fat loss, and a heightened risk of muscle loss. Many people find themselves stuck at this point, but 2 key strategies can help break through this plateau and eliminate belly fat. Firstly, it's essential to fine-tune your approach by meticulously tracking your daily calorie intake if you haven't already done so. To begin, focus on managing your carbohydrates and fat consumption. While it's important to include healthy fats in your diet, fats contain more than double the calories per gram compared to carbs. A practical approach is to maintain your current high protein intake, but reduce your daily fat consumption to the lower end of the recommended range for overall health, which is about 25 to 30% of your daily calorie intake. This adjustment will create space for incorporating more carbohydrates into your diet. By making these 2 changes consistently, you can aim to reach around 20% body fat, which will aid in reducing belly fat. Stage 3 is the most challenging part of the process. You will need to diligently track your daily calorie intake and make sure that your meals are optimized for the limited calories available. Hunger levels will be at their peak, so it's important to focus on consuming high-volume foods that keep you feeling full while using fewer calories. This stage also requires greater discipline when attending social events or dining out. When endeavoring to reduce belly fat, navigating social events and dining out can present a challenge. It's in these settings that discipline becomes paramount. While it may seem daunting, adopting a proactive approach can be empowering. Before attending an event or choosing a restaurant, taking some time to plan ahead can make all the difference. By scanning the menu beforehand or suggesting a venue that aligns with your dietary goals, you're not only asserting control, but also setting yourself up for success. Furthermore, practicing mindfulness during social gatherings is key. Rather than succumbing to mindless munching or excessive drinking, savor each bite and sip while staying attuned to your body's signals. Remember that you don't have to deprive yourself of enjoyment. It's about making conscious choices that honor both your health and pleasure. Embracing this mindset shift fosters a sense of empowerment rather than restriction, ultimately leading to more sustainable and enjoyable dietary habits, even amidst the temptations of social occasions. I recommend reducing your meal frequency as the 4th step. Despite the common advice to eat 5 or 6 meals a day, I suggest trying to limit yourself to 1 or 2 meals daily. This approach not only reduces your overall calorie intake but also simplifies the fat-burning process by minimizing willpower and complexity. I have followed this eating pattern for years, except when specifically focusing on muscle building and bulking up. Eating 1 or 2 meals a day can help you maintain muscle mass, keep your metabolism steady, and avoid feeling hungry if you adjust your meal setup properly and allow your body time to adapt. Eating less frequently takes advantage of the natural stretch reflex in your stomach, signaling fullness to your brain and preventing overeating at each meal. In the 5th step, the focus is on purchasing basic food items that can be used to create tasty and satisfying meals while providing essential nutrients. Typically, I recommend sticking to the outer aisles of the grocery store, such as the produce, meat and seafood, and dairy and eggs sections. However, for more specific guidance, let's narrow down the options. When you arrive at the store, start by selecting pre-cut fruits like watermelon, pineapple, and honeydew melon from the produce section. You can also pick up avocados and grab some easy-to-eat whole fruits like apples, bananas, and berries. The key is to choose items that require minimal preparation. For instance, opt for fruits that doesn't need to be cut every time you're hungry. Our goal is to simplify the dieting process as much as possible because reducing calorie intake already requires significant willpower. If you're feeling hungry and head to the refrigerator, you're more likely to choose watermelon over unhealthy options if it's already prepared. Once you've finished with the fruits and vegetables, move on to the meat and seafood section. Consider getting 1-pan portions of protein such as salmon, ground turkey, ground chicken, lean ground beef, or chicken breast. You can also pick up shrimp or whitefish. Then head over to the frozen vegetable section, where I suggest opting for frozen veggies instead of raw ones because they are already cut up, equally nutritious, and easier to prepare. Look for bags of green vegetables like broccoli, a mix including carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower, as well as mixed peppers. Replacing a greater proportion of high energy density foods with vegetables rather than fruits can aid in weight management, as vegetables generally contain fewer calories than fruits. Finally, ponder whether the sacrifices are truly justified. While achieving a leaner physique may enhance definition and cuts, it demands significantly more sacrifice and can lead to decreased energy levels and strength for many individuals. Therefore, even though you can reach a 20% body fat by persevering with your current approach, consider maintaining a slightly higher body fat level initially. Acknowledge your progress and recognize that pushing further may not be worthwhile, especially if it's unsustainable. In general, the key to effective nutrition, that is, what to eat to lose belly fat and how to maintain that, is actually quite straightforward. The challenge lies in maintaining consistency. It's crucial to clarify your objectives and identify what you genuinely enjoy and can adhere to consistently.